Today, we're diving deep into one of the most incredible pieces of engineering in the known universe, the human heart.
So let's start with a question that, honestly, is just mind-boggling. How does this thing, which is about the size of your clenched fist, manage to do all that? It's a biological marvel, and we're going to map out exactly how it pulls off this monumental task, beat after relentless beat.
Okay, so to really get how this engine works, you've got to see the blueprints, right? So let's start with a basic layout of this amazing four-chambered powerhouse.
Now, from the outside, the heart just looks like this central station with these massive highways branching off in every direction. And these are the superhighways for blood flow. You've got these huge vessels, like the aorta acting as the main on-ramp out to the body, and the vena cava, the main off-ramp bringing blood back in.
But the real magic, the real secret is on the inside. You slice it open and you see it's not really one pump at all. It's more like a duplex with four distinct rooms. The two top rooms, the atria, they're like receiving docks. Their main job is to collect the incoming blood. The real work happens in the two bigger, more muscular rooms downstairs, the ventricles. These are the engines that do all the heavy lifting.
And dividing this whole duplex right down the middle is a thick muscular wall called the septum. Its one and only job is to be a perfect barrier, and this is totally non-negotiable. Why? Because the right side is dealing with all the used oxygen-poor blood from the body, while the left side is handling fresh, oxygen-rich blood from the lungs. You absolutely, positively cannot let those two mix.
And before we go any further, here's a little trick I learned back in biology that just makes life easier. How do you remember the difference between arteries and veins? Simple. Arteries always carry blood away from the heart. A for A away. You'll never get them mixed up again. All right, let's follow the journey of a single, tired red blood cell. Imagine it just finished its tour, dropping off oxygen all over the body. It's now deoxygenated, and it's coming back to the heart's front door on the right side, totally ready for a recharge. So the right side's mission is pretty straightforward. Get this used up blood over to the lungs. It doesn't need a ton of force, which is why we call it a low-pressure system. I mean, think about it. The lungs are right next door. So the blood just flows into the atrium, drops down into the ventricle, and gets a gentle push through the pulmonary artery. Just enough muscle to get it to its destination for that vital oxygen refill. Okay, now for the main event. Our blood cell is back from the lungs, it's bright red, it's packed with oxygen, and it's ready for its mission to the rest of the body. This is where the real power kicks in. See, this is the high-pressure, heavy-lifting side of the operation. That fresh blood comes back from the lungs, fills up the left atrium, and then drops into the mighty left ventricle. And this is the moment of truth. With one massive, powerful squeeze, that ventricle launches the blood into the aorta with enough force to reach every single cell in your system, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes.
And this just perfectly explains why the left ventricle's wall is so much thicker and more muscular. It has this enormous job of generating incredible pressure to pump blood everywhere. Meanwhile, the right ventricle, it just needs a gentle push to get the blood next door to the lungs. The muscle is literally built for the specific job it has to do. It's just perfect design.
So, what does a heartbeat actually look like? Well, it's this beautiful three-step dance called the cardiac cycle. And it all starts with the heart muscle just relaxing. This brief pause allows both of the top chambers, the atria, to fill up with blood.
Then, step 2, the atria give a coordinated little squeeze. Now, this isn't the big lub-dub sound you feel. It's just a little push to send the blood down through these amazing one-way doors, the valves, and into the powerful ventricles waiting below. And finally, the main event. The ventricles contract with serious force. That powerful squeeze slams the lower valves shut, and that's the lub, the first heart sound you hear, and it sends blood rocketing out to the lungs and the rest of the body. And that's it, one single, complete heartbeat.
You know, throughout this whole cycle, the real unsung heroes are these valves. They are perfect little one-way doors. They swing open to let blood through, then they snap shut to make sure not a single drop flows backward. They are the flawless traffic cops of the heart, just opening and closing, with every single beat of your life.
Okay, so we've seen how the heart is this incredible pump, working tirelessly for the entire body. But that brings up a really important question. How does the heart muscle itself get the fuel it needs to do all that work?
Well, the answer is this dedicated network of its own private fuel lines, called the coronary arteries. And here's the wild part. Even though the chambers inside the heart are filled with oxygen-rich blood, the heart muscle can't use any of it. It's like a chef standing in a kitchen packed with food, but they're not allowed to eat. The heart depends completely on this external network of arteries to feed itself.
And that is what makes these arteries so unbelievably critical. If one of them gets blocked, that fuel supply gets cut off. And when that happens, the engine starts to sputter and fail as the muscle literally starves for oxygen. And that is what a heart attack is.
So let's just take a step back for a second and appreciate the sheer elegance of the system we've just walked through. It really is a masterpiece of biological engineering.
When you put it all together, you realize your heart isn't just one pump. It's two pumps, working side by side in perfect sync. You've got the low-pressure pump for that quick trip to the lungs and the high-pressure powerhouse for the long haul to the rest of the body. It is a brilliant, efficient, self-powering, two-sided engine, all packed into a muscle the size of your fist.
So we've explored the plumbing of this incredible machine, right? The pipes, the pumps, the valves. But what about the electricity? What's the invisible spark that tells the heart to beat in the first place? That perfect timing, that relentless rhythm? Well, that's a whole other story.